Now play that Seabat song.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
What is up, Wikimaniacs? Welcome back to another Monday episode. I forget what these are called. They're not what is it? Reddit readings?
Reddit stories, Reddit readings,
stories,
whatever.
Yeah, something like that. It's your boy hosting again. With me is John and Josh, my co-hosts. Say hi.
Hello.
Hola.
Just like last week, we're going to... there's been enough time. We're just going to jump right into it. We'll keep all the house cleaning and all the other stuff to the end when we have more time for it. But let's give the menu for today.
Do it.
Today, I only have 2 stories and possibly a third, depending on time. But
Whoa. What are you rationing out here, Sean?
a little bit. But also, the second story is maybe the longest thing I've ever read on Reddit. And then there are 2 updates that are also just as long.
Holy.
So not TikTok friendly. Shout out to the bingo card. Check that off the list.
But that post, that really long one, is like the most upvoted story on our subreddit of all time.
Shit.
And also the second most upvoted story of all time because it was posted twice.
Oh, so both together.
So both individually are 1 and 2 on our subreddit.
Wow.
And a lot of the comments are saying they came from TikTok. So I don't know if like an AI read it or if somebody else read this story. I don't know why they would post it onto our specific. I mean, I'm not complaining. People have voted it. They want to hear us say it. So
Interesting.
I'm definitely going to be reading that. But yeah, let's go over the names. I didn't have time to make names. So I'm just going to read, the Reddit title. All right.
Okay.
So from Wikimaniac user Wang Chun Tao. This is from the subreddit Facepalm. There's evolution, and then there's this guy's evolution.
Oh no. Is this a spinoff of Does He Fuck?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
And then the long, girthy story of stories, the longest story I've ever seen. This is from both user Shawarona and the GOAT, midscore. We have for the first time ever, at least as far as I know, r/surviving infidelity.
Oh.
I think both are first. Facepalm, I don't think we've done a facepalm.
I don't
think
think
we've done it
either.
once or twice. At least I think I've done it. I could be lying.
Okay. Maybe.
Maybe I'm thinking neckbeard. They're very similar.
That was last
Yeah,
episode.
last week I think you did one.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've done a lot of infidelity stories, so I'm curious to see how this one is different, I guess.
So this one is titled, I need to send a letter of thanks to Dyson because I discovered that my wife of 17 years has had an 18-month affair.
Wait.
Like the vacuum company?
Yeah, but I guess we'll get into it. But that was the beginning of how he found out, thanks to his Dyson product. Not a sponsor.
Should be sucking something or what?
Dyson was cleaning out the skeletons in her closet.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. And if we have time, just because I know that second story is a doozy, and then the 2 updates after it are also a doozy. If we have time, I found something myself from my favorite subreddit, TIFU.
Yeah.
Just a sneak peek, if we do have time to entice me and my co-hosts to keep it going. Today I fucked up by telling my friends how I keep myself from coming.
Edging.
Okay.
Yeah, a little edging story for you.
John knows a lot about that.
I don't know if John knows about edging. I feel like he's there's no point in holding it for him. He's trying to go speed here. It's 5
Life's
times in
too
a
short.
day here. You don't
like
go
I can
5
recharge.
times. You don't
I'm
go
here
5
for a good
times
time, not a long time, baby. Come on.
You don't go 5 times in
on.
one day by trying to edge.
Edging, right?
I never thought of that. You're right, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm all about efficiency, baby. I'm all about numbers.
He's quantity, not quality over here.
Oh, they're quality, also quantity.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, let's hop into it. Again, this is from r/facepalm from Wikimaniac Wang Chun Tao. They post Does this guy fuck?
I was right.
You were right with your prediction. All right, so this is just a post from Facepalm, but our gracious Wikimaniac, Wang Chun Tao, titled it, Does This Guy Fuck? So, it's got to be me reading it.
Yeah.
So this is from Facepalm. It's just a picture of, I guess, somebody's post somewhere. It doesn't show which social media this brazen man decided to post this, but here we go.
Okay.
Sorry. I guess I'll read it in a neckbeard voice. Sorry, but any man who says they don't care about whether a girl has a flat stomach or not is lying. They absolutely care. And before any angry feminists try to attack me, don't even bother. Wanting a girl with a flat stomach, I'm crying cringe tears right now.
Yeah, this is
bad. This guy sucks. Here we go. Wanting a girl with a flat stomach doesn't make us bad or superficial. It's just evolution. Don't know what that means.
Literally not.
I don't.
It's societal.
Not an evolution. That feel like this guy is back in the ice age with the way he's thinking.
Yeah. It's not like we can help it. If a girl has that, quote, bump on her stomach, it's a dead giveaway that she has lost her virginity. And even if some guys nowadays try to deny it, a virgin female has always and always will be the ideal mate for a man.
Yo, check this guy's hard drives. He's 100% on Catch a Predator.
I think he is a pedo for sure.
Holy.
He's gotta be in some sort of registry or watch list, because my boy. Ooh,
Yeah, that's...
what in the hell?
And it continues. That little bump in their uterus showing? Oh,
I want this guy to point out a uterus on a biological map.
this man also
guy-
thinks the clitoris doesn't exist. I'm
This guy did
sure of
not
it.
pass biology in high school.
Oh, you think this guy went to biology in
You
high
think he
school?
went to high, you
Probably
think he
not.
made it to high school?
You're right.
That little bump is their uterus showing. And it appears when a man ejaculates inside her vagina because when the sperm enters her uterus, it will swell so much that it becomes visible through the skin.
Yeah, this guy didn't go to high school.
This guy
This
has
confirms
never
it.
fucked ever. Not ever once has he felt the touch of a woman or man.
Holy.
Take it from someone who's been. Oh shit! No,
Been what?
this is a lie. This is a goddamn lie. Take it from someone who's taken his fair share of virginities over the years.
Get
I'm sure. Of your sex dolls, maybe. You fucking weirdo. Also,
Absolutely not.
I don't think that's something to brag about, taking virginities. Like that just
You are
more
just-
confirms what I said
you're a
about the
pedo.
hard drive. Yeah. God damn.
And it continues. Non-flat stomachs are only ever hot if you're the reason they aren't flat anymore. Not including pregnancy, because pregnant bellies, frankly, look gross. End quote. I think it's fair to say, guys, let's pass judgment. Does this guy fuck?
Sex dolls.
I would honestly say not even sex dolls. I feel like
They don't even want him
He
to
probably
touch
doesn't
them.
know where to find it in the sex
No,
doll.
I don't
true.
know if he even knows what a vagina looks like, to be quite honest. Yeah, this guy
I definitely know he doesn't know what a uterus is.
for sure.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, this is
a wild take. You think you can spot non-virgins because your semen leaves a permanent mark on their stomach?
it has to be a
What?
troll, right? Like it has
What?
to. Because he's already defending him. He's like, if any feminists are in the comments, like he already knows he's getting attacked for these thoughts, right? So
Well,
it's like,
I mean, but also anybody is like, there's a shitload of people that are like, yeah, a bunch of angry feminists are going to be mad
my
at what
God,
I have
okay,
to
yeah.
say.
God.
And then says like something, of course, would be offensive, something
I
very
hate
misogynistic. And unfortunately, that's a
world we live in.
reality for some people. I
Yeah.
guess for all people, because we have to deal with their stupid asses.
Yeah, but also flat stomachs haven't always been the, what do you call it? The in body type, which is bullshit. Like there should be no in body type, but you know what I mean? Like societally, it's been magazines and movies and shit that push that. And then women feel the need to look like that. And it's just, it's fucking ridiculous that he says men prefer it because it's, what do you say? Like biology or, you know?
Yeah, evolution
that's-
is
100% not the case. Back in the day, it was like, you know, women with thick thighs and stuff like that. And it changes all the time. And everyone should just be happy with the body they're in. And
Josh, you've been to Greece and you've seen probably a lot of historical artifacts, a lot of
I
fertility.
have no idea where you're going with that.
No, I was gonna say a lot of fertility artifacts on those ancient days depict women as thicker, and that's
100%.
a sign of great. I was going with history, damn it! You cut me off though.
I was just so confused. I was like,
No,
okay.
that's how they're depicted, and based on the points you said, everybody's different. Everyone, just because you have a flat stomach doesn't mean shit. Just because you are shaped a certain way doesn't mean you're unhealthy. It's just everyone's body's functions different. Everyone's body, it's insane how this guy is trying to claim himself as a so goddamn expert that he can tell. Is that a superpower that you got, my guy? Because I don't know. To me, you're in some sort of watch list.
This guy needs our sponsor, Manscaped's new beard hedger, to trim that neck beard of his and rejoin society someday.
Dude,
Touch
it's 12
some
minutes in. We
grass,
don't need
dude.
ads yet. 12 minutes in, Josh.
I just couldn't miss the opportunity. It was too good.
The whole time y'all were talking, I was smiling because I thought John was going to say, Josh has been to Greece. He's seen his fair share of statues that he wants to fuck. And I was like, dude, there's no way he's going to say this weird shit. That's just where my mind went. I don't know why.
No idea.
Especially when Josh was immediately like, whoa, take me out of this situation.
Damn, y'all don't have that confidence in me that you think that I'm gonna say something stupid off the bat like that. Well, I mean, to
You've
be fair,
been proven
you guys,
that over
It's been a year and a
120
half
episodes.
of this. Yeah.
but y'all gotta give me the benefit of the doubt sometimes, right? Shit, man, you're supposed to have my back.
Yeah, every time I do, out comes a stupid pun, and I'm like, God damn, there it is.
I didn't say anything.
For once, it's Sean.
I didn't say anything.
No, he's thinking it, though. I could see it in his
Oh, yeah. Whenever he said stupid pun, my heart grew a couple sizes. I was like, oh, yeah.
He lit up.
All right. Are we ready for the super duper insanely long story?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess.
So here's how I'm going to cut it up. It's one long story. I'm going to hit the initial post, and then we'll hit an ad break, and then I'll hit the 2 updates after the ad break.
Oh, I
Just
like the
'cause
tease.
This
I
is
like
how
the
long
tease.
it is. You know what I mean? Also, I will, try my best to narrow it down. I've read this before, so I'll try and take out the paragraphs that I don't really think make sense. And also, we got to do a trigger warning for this. This has, of course, this is from Surviving Infidelity, so trigger warning for infidelity. Trigger warning for, it's up to interpretation, but the way I read it, it sounds like sexual abuse. So trigger warning for sexual abuse.
Okay.
Trigger warning for emotional abuse as well, I think. And trigger warning for, I didn't know this was a thing until I read some of the comments, but financial abuse? Like fucking with someone's money, I guess?
I mean, I know that is a thing, but didn't know that was a...
I didn't know
Trigger
if that
warning, I
needed
guess?
to be an official trigger warning, but it's better safe than sorry with these things.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
I feel most of ours have some sort of emotional, component. where-
Yeah. It's
could
kind of
fuck
a
with you.
given that most of them have some sort of emotional abuse
Yeah.
in there.
For sure.
But as always, this one's a long one. It takes a lot of turns to darkness and yeah.
You're really...
This isn't a story that I would pick, is what I'm
Okay.
saying. But it is like by far the most upvoted thing on our subreddit. So, we do the show not only for us and to have fun with each other, but for our listeners. So this
Fair.
is,
Have fun with each other. Is that what you said?
yeah, did I fucking stutter?
Oh,
I have fun on the podcast. Do you not have fun on the podcast? Is this just a job to you now, John, that we're making money?
damn!
just a paycheck.
I was trying to make an innuendo. God damn! Why y'all attacking me today?
I've had a shit day at work and I have to read this story during my
I
lunch
did
break.
too, asshole. I'm not mean to you guys.
You're mean to me constantly, John.
We should have an episode where you guys
Yeah,
do like
couples
a
therapy.
session.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'll be
If
the-
we could get one of these companies to sponsor our ass, that would be get on it.
I'll be your therapist. I'm not qualified nor trained, but
No,
I'll try.
I feel like you'll indoctrinate us for something. I don't trust white people when it comes to that shit.
Also, you might fucking what is it? Gaslight us.
Yeah.
Drive the wedge further, Josh.
Oh, don't do
I feel I
that.
do a good job of being the mediator sometimes.
Do you?
Maybe.
No, I mean maybe.
Maybe.
Do you?
Let's get into it. Again, I'm going to try and take away the things that don't really matter, skip some sentences here and there, because this is the longest fucking thing I've ever seen. Not actually, it might be. It might be the fucking longest post I've ever seen on one of these things. But here we
George
go.
R. R. Martin wrote it.
Yeah, fucking
Fire
Hemingway. All right. This is, I need to send a letter of thanks to Dyson. I discovered my wife of 17 years has had an 18-month-long affair.
Damn. Shit's longer than some warranties, man.
This is the history of the relationship. Married for 17 years with no children of her own, she's been divorced once and had 2 daughters that I helped raise, now 28 and 23 years old. We've only really had minor bumps and issues, in my opinion. We've always had an open door type of communication style with each other, whether it be work issues, venting, sexual issues, or just how we were feeling. Often, we will just talk on the couch about our life and philosophy in general. I felt that we've had a great connection and a pretty fulfilling sex life. We are both in good shape and maintain a healthy lifestyle. I work in the medical field, and due to things being what they are, have been putting in a decent amount of overtime for the past 5 months. She works in the legal consultancy and has been work from home for the past 5 months, which has made things a little bit distant between us, but on our days off, we are very tight. I had to change the filter on the Dyson fan in our bedroom last night, and I asked my wife if I could
Worst
use her
fans, by the
phone.
way.
Yeah, they are pretty bad.
I will say most Dyson things I feel like are overrated. The
Overpriced,
vacuum,
yeah.
the fan. Do you like the Dyson vacuum? I see a lot of
love
people
the vacuum.
I see a lot of people buy it and they're like, this was hype. This was
Yeah.
like I could
I
do
love
the
it.
cheaper vacuums are much better.
I've
And
heard that as well.
I love the vacuums and their hair products.
What hair products?
Well, they
have,
have
like,
my
blow
my
dryers
wife
and
uses
shit.
the hair
The Style
straightener,
Flex.
and then the hair dryer is pretty good, really good actually.
I don't use a hair dryer, so I guess
This man just
I
has
wouldn't
perfect
know.
hair.
Yeah.
Anyways, changed the filter on our Dyson fan in our bedroom last night. I asked my wife if I could use her phone to update the app in order to reset the change filter alert. My phone,
so complicated.
yeah, my phone was on the charger next to the front door. I noticed she had a pattern lock, and I kind of wanted to ask her what that was about. But as I was finding the app on her phone, a notification from Snapchat popped up. My stomach dropped immediately as I
It'd
read the
always be
small.
Snapchat.
It always Snapchat. As I read the small tag, quote, "I'll bring the special toy," end quote, it said. My brain understood the words, but my mind just stopped functioning. She asked what was the matter, but mine just stopped functioning. I was staring at the bedroom fan for several minutes, and my wife asked me what was the matter. Now, my wife has a quarterly out-of-town meeting, which puts her 2 states away for 5 days every business quarter. I knew that it was coming up on Monday.
Oh,
This is,
She was coming up. On
what
Monday.
state?
I don't know.
One of the bad ones?
I've perused Reddit for years anonymously. What's the bad states? Tread
What was the one
lightly.
that you said fuck? Was it Ohio?
Oh,
Which
no,
one
it's
was it?
Utah. Utah.
Utah.
fucking- yeah. And then we had the Utah people come out and be like, I second this, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Back to the story. I've perused Reddit for years anonymously, and I've read hundreds of stories that began like this. And I never thought I would be in the middle of one. When I finally recovered, I said, oh, I'm just getting info about the IP and the router. That's how the fan communicates through the app. I also have a Chromebook that she logged into Facebook yesterday. I decided to take a week's vacation short notice as I was going to need some time off to deal with the things that I have discovered. I have been up all night reading her chats from my Chromebook from her Facebook account. She left to go to the office just now, and I made sure that the Google location history was on and my phone was active. I'm so suspicious of everything she does now, I can't look at myself in the mirror. She doesn't know that I saw the message notification. I logged onto the messaging system that Verizon uses and have signed in under her number and name. I didn't know that was something you could do.
didn't
There
either.
are at least 15,000 messages that date back to February of last year.
From one guy?
Yeah.
Holy.
Messages.
See, I thought he was doing all of this just off of one Snapchat message. was
I
like,
think
God
I
damn.
think he's doing all of this off of one Snapchat message is
And then it spiraled.
making him fucking go into her Verizon account,
Yeah.
go and look into her Facebook.
Oh,
and
so it's
go
not
fucking crazy.
15,000 from one guy. It's 15,000 total messages, and he's going to go through them. Is that what you're saying?
I think
No,
it's
I'm saying it's
15,000 conversation
one guy.
between the guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
so
many.
they've been talking a long time.
From February
lot,
of
at least.
last year. So it's been
Yeah.
a whole year and then some. Messages, memes, flirty pictures, some X-rated.
Ooh.
I noticed that she stopped texting him this way about 3 months ago. Well, maybe didn't stop texting him, but stopped using the message app through Verizon. I'm guessing this is when they switched to Snapchat because of its discreetness. I don't know if that's a
There were
word.
15,000 messages in there like, hey, maybe we should be discreet about this.
No, hold on. Wait a second.
You only left like 15,000 goddamn evidence.
Yeah. Jeez.
So I figured out that you can't log into Snapchat through Facebook.
It's a different company, different.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd want you
I mean, I know
to.
Facebook is integrated with a lot of things, but to be fair, I don't have Snapchat, so I don't actually know.
I don't think I've used Snapchat since like 2013.
That's what I mean. It's been a long time.
I still use Snap, but a lot of friend groups like keep up with our, like we'll post exercise things or like what we're eating to try and like stay on track.
yeah, that's fair.
Right, I thought I said X. I'm like, oh boy, you be doing.
Sean doesn't have an X.
I don't have an X.
No, like
Shit.
X-rated stuff.
Oh.
Oh no. All right.
He's like,
so,
yeah, just between the boys, X-rated
Yeah.
stuff.
The boys.
So I found out that she logged into Snapchat using my Chromebook and found that, and again, this brings to question like how real this is, but he says, I logged into her Snapchat through my Chromebook and found out that she had used it 3 nights ago, laying in bed next to me, rubbing my back while I was asleep. She messaged him and sexted him while lying next to me.
How do you know it was that exact moment?
Yeah,
I
unless
can't
you
remember
say,
what I had
unless
for dinner
you,
last night.
unless you save, yeah, that's true. Unless you save messages, it usually deletes itself.
I was like, can
But,
you
you know.
even use Snapchat in like an actual laptop? I thought it was just a mobile device.
I just checked that. You can.
Oh, you
Oh
can.
shit.
Oh, I did
okay.
not
So
know
this
that.
guy might be fucking saying the
Might be
truth.
true.
Yeah.
All right. So I found out who it was. It's a younger man from her work. He is married and has 3 young children. He and his wife have Facebook. I've met him twice. I've shook his fucking hand before. I'm at a complete loss again and have paced and wandered around my house. I almost can't feel anything. And what little that I am processing is just white hot rage. I logged on to Snapchat and there it all was. I called my best friend who has been divorced 3 times. Don't get me started on his
Holy
bad choice of partners, but he recommended to me a vicious lawyer. It's not vicious, but I think that's what this person was trying to write is vicious.
I mean, probably like a lawyer that specializes in those type of situations. I get what it's saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I plan on recording / saving everything. There's pictures of them fucking.
On Snapchat?
I guess so.
How do you get those pictures? That's what
Doesn't
I want to
it?
know.
I don't know.
I wonder
Unless
if
they
you can
save
archive
it.
them.
You could save stuff on Snapchat
I know, but
So-
how'd they get the pictures of them fucking?
because he's on her Snapchat.
Yeah, but how did they take those pictures is what I'm asking. Like they have a tripod or something?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Handheld.
Maybe.
Anyways, I desperately want this to be a bad dream. She said some terrible things about me in these messages. She's told him all of my insecurities. She's told him, I love you. They have made no long-term plans, so this feels like a purely sexual relationship. It almost makes it better, but also it makes it so much worse. Like she's literally throwing away our lives for this. She knows cheating is an absolute deal breaker for me.
To most people, it is.
I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
default, I think.
Our usual routine on the days that she leaves for her meetings is I take her to the airport, drop her off with a long goodbye. I can't even think about what I have to do now. My friend says to print out the entire thing and see if I can recover things from Snapchat. From what I understand, I can't unless I have her phone.
Well, you could screenshot for sure, couldn't you?
I think so.
the other party would know.
Yeah, it does send an alert whenever you screenshot.
Yeah.
Just do it real quick.
No, it'll still be an alert.
But on your laptop, if you record your screen, would they know that?
Yeah.
I think it does.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you screenshot something on Snapchat, it'll notify the person that it got screenshotted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know on your phone, but I don't know if like on
I
your
mean,
laptop.
I'm sure
Well, I
if
don't
they
know.
had an option for a desktop, I'm sure they're gonna have that failsafe too.
The same securities.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe. But I'm just thinking like if you had Zoom or something and you just shared screen, recorded it, and then just scrolled down and then printed from that recording. Maybe
I don't know. We're
overthinking
getting
this. I'm overthinking
we're
this.
getting
I'm
into
sorry.
specifics that don't really matter, to be honest. Okay.
I'm trying to help him out.
Again, I have 50 minutes to do this.
Sorry.
My plan today is to see a lawyer. I'm paying a ridiculous amount to jump in her appointment line, get the ball rolling, and hopefully have a plan of action from here on. I really want to book a flight and follow my wife to the hotel she's staying at and catch her in the act. And then he goes on to lead what could be the most pettiest revenge of all. Essentially, he wants to print out all of the messages and to fuck it, I'll just read it. It's kind of juicy. I have access to her hotel booking options and have put myself as a contact person, so I can't get a room key without alerting her. I think I'm just going to log onto the messaging apps when I get into town and watch it happen in real time. If I could get the papers ready in time, I'd hand them to her instead of just going to hand her the printouts. It's a 600-page PDF.
God. And he's printing that out?
He's wanting to print it out, I guess.
Lord, think of the trees, man.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
The Amazon.
I am seething. I don't want to lose any advantage, though. I'm going to fly there Monday afternoon, log in, and see what they've talked about. Get a room key to my wife's room, and drop off the package in her room along with my wedding ring. My wedding ring. Jesus Christ.
Raggy.
I'm going to sit in the bar and watch my phone blow up. I'm going to call the AP. I had to Google what that meant, but that's adultery partner, I guess, I think is what that says. So pretty much the cheating guy. Yeah. I'm going to call the cheating guy, and I'm going to tell him to meet me in the lobby/bar and to bring my wife down with him.
Ooh,
This is a lot.
Then tell him that a similar package has been sent certified mail to his home address directly to his wife. This is fucking crazy. As well as a Facebook message that I plan on hitting send on as I tell him. This all feels very petty and weak, but I am full of rage and I want to scream. I am so helpless. But this morning, all I could do was give her a peck on the cheek goodbye, and I really couldn't stand to look her in the eye. I guess what I'm asking, is my spiteful, hate-fueled plan even worth it? I want to inflict pain at this point. I want to hurt her emotionally. I feel eviscerated, emasculated, and I won't entertain an apology. This is the one act that is unforgivable. It takes so many steps to cheat on someone. They all can be stopped until the sin is complete. Then it is done. Should I confront her tonight or catch her? I don't think I'll update. I'm truly thinking that I may never use social media again and only being with a partner that has a similar outlook moving forward. P.S. I found out that the secret toy was one of those remote control vibrators that can be controlled through an app. It looks very expensive. I didn't pay for it. I meet with a lawyer in 90 minutes.
Well, I mean, so his question is it
worth
too
doing?
spiteful? Is it worth it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love a good revenge story. So for me, it's entertaining. But for someone who's going through it, I don't know if it's the healthiest way to go about it. I'd confront her, or if you don't even want to do that and just let them go, maybe confront the other partner, like do it in a respectful manner. Like, I think that's the worst part about it, is that I know it's the other guy's decision to blow up his family, but to just mail a package that's basically going to explode their entire family, it's not probably the way you should do it. You should probably do it face to face and be like, hey, this is what I found out. Can we talk? Whatever. Like, do that in a respectful manner. As for how you expose her yourself, I can't say that if you want to do it that, you can't, because maybe it's some sort of, healing process, but I don't think it'll make you feel better.
I do have a few questions. What does this guy do for a living? Because if he's a
Doctor.
he's a doctor. Man, you should.
Well,
be
he works in the
project-
medical field. He doesn't.
Sorry.
say.
Yeah, I guess
medical
not.
field. Man, you should be in like project management or event coordinator or some shit, because you got everything coordinated so well. And like Josh said, I do love a good petty revenge, kind of revenge story. But in this situation, I don't know. It feels like someone's gonna die, son. You know, like pun intended on that one, because it's just so heightened in the way that you're plotting and scheming. And I feel like the confrontation can lead to something more crazy.
The rage seems like it's taking him down a very sinister path. Like,
So that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, which I understand the rage. Don't get me wrong. If you've been with someone for 18 years and they've been cheating on you for whatever, over a year now, that's, I mean, a betrayal for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't turn into the evil side. You know what I mean?
Well, we obviously know they're going to do something about it, because they said, I don't know if I should do it. I'm not going to post or update again. You obviously updated. So.
And then I lied. It's not 2 updates. There's 3 of these hoes.
Okay.
Well, let's go to an ad break now.
I will say this just quickly before we go. It is a smart thing to go to a lawyer first to try and figure some stuff out and like talk to the lawyer and plan out. cover your bases, your assets, and all that kind of stuff before you confront her, and then you have a plan going forward. So I will say that's smart. The rest of it's a little over the top, but
Yeah, a little crazy.
hey, we love over
Scary.
the top.
We do.
Not scary. We don't love scary.
Until
I
it
love
turns
scary.
scary. Until
Yeah.
it turns scary.
Is that a foreshadowing, Sean?
It definitely gets darker.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well, there's the tease for the ad
we're
break.
slowly turning into true crime, baby.
Yeah.
I like it.
We'll be right back after you hear us talk about our balls for, I don't know, 3 minutes.
Beards.
Oh,
Beards
beards. Finally, they took my advice about fucking making a manscape for your face.
It's pretty great.
Our face pubes.
My beard's been looking good. Feels good too.
Can't relate.
Anyway, that's the ad before the ad. Sorry.
Wow. The patron users are going to hear this, Josh. Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry.
We'll be right back. And we're back to quite possibly the longest fucking story of all time. All right, here we go. Update number 1. So I met with a lawyer, and she told me that her job was to represent me in this fight for my future. And my job in all of this was to tell her the complete truth and not make her job harder. So
Fair.
we've decided to forget any Hollywood type confrontation at the hotel bar, as that would make me look crazy and not
No, that's a
becoming
good thing.
at all. Yeah, good.
a good
good
thing,
lawyers.
Lawyer did his job, but damn.
So there are 2 routes to take with a divorce: contested or non-contested. She said I would have to notify my soon-to-be ex-wife that I have retained counsel, and in order to proceed with my soon-to-be ex-wife, this guy needs commas. He needs to learn how to use commas. In order to proceed, my soon-to-be ex-wife would either have to consent the divorce or would have to go through mediation and file from there. She got home 2 hours ago. I asked her if there was anything going on that she wanted to talk about. She said nothing other than the election. This was 2 years ago, so I guess Biden, Trump time. Yeah.
Was she pro or anti?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the real
He
question.
gonna say bye then.
God.
She then asked me what was bothering me. I wanted to cry, but truthfully, I had cried myself out. I said I was curious as to why she had a remote control vibrator in her luggage. The look on her face was actually more telling than anything I've ever seen. She looked panicked, pale. She began to breathe faster and sweat. I asked her why would she need something like that? Who had the code to the app? She stammered and tears began. As I pulled out my 3 file folders worth of text
The
exchanges.
trees. The trees.
He did fucking print it. Jesus Christ.
Gosh.
I asked if the cheater's wife would also like to have it. She cried and pleaded that she could explain. I told her she had 5 minutes to do so.
Yeah, I was gonna
Or,
say.
of course, she couldn't do it. I told her what my attorney told me to tell her. I also told her to leave. She screamed that it was her house too. I calmly told her that may be, but I would be notifying everyone about her affair and betrayal, and that even the girls will know.
Fuck
Or she can leave now and find living arrangements for the time being. Hell, she'll be at her work conference for a week. She was speechless. I calmly pulled up Facebook and showed her the cheater's wife. I said, "Do you want me to tell her, or are you going to do it right now?" Tears and moaning and pleading with, "I love you," and "It wasn't supposed to go this far." And then my favorite of all.
It's been a year.
Own up to it. Yeah,
Wasn't
and you
supposed to go this far.
yeah, and you had all these texts like you're emotionally invested in another guy while fucking him, saying all these negative things about homeboy. Nah, you deserve.
How
what's
far
coming
was
to
it
you.
supposed to go? That's what
Right.
I wanna know.
Then my favorite of all. You can't do this.
Oh yeah, he can.
Talk to a lawyer. He said I can.
Yeah.
I leafed through the stacks of paper and started reading random excerpts out loud to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Quote, "I just wish we could spend all day attached to each other, just you inside of me." Quote, "You feel so much more intense than any other woman I've been with." I guess that's him talking to his wife.
Sean, I thought we weren't doing smut.
Yeah. She is still sobbing and asking
you
to talk
whisper
about us. She says our marriage can withstand her mistake. I told her I would never forgive her. Her word is shit to me, and that she threw away the last 17 years.
Yep.
Update number 2. This one is where it gets dark. So I will try to keep this brief.
So this is the highest I'm gonna feel today.
Probably.
God damn. All right.
I'm going to give a quick background further into why I feel the way that I do. I went to college in the mid-90s and I graduated in 99. I fucked around a lot, and it was a formative time that I decided I never wanted to marry. as I believe it's an outdated concept that essentially removes your agency, and I definitely did not want children. When I graduated with my nursing degree, I quickly excelled in cardiovascular intensive care. I moved in 2001 and I pursued my master's degree to be an advanced practice RN/nurse practitioner with a specialization in CV surgery. While I was achieving this, I decided to pursue medical school and shifted coursework to fill in what I needed to apply. It was then where I met my soon-to-be ex-wife. We met in a code. It was intense, both the attraction and the dating. We were saying, I love you within 3 months. She was a mother of 2. And remember, I wanted to be child-free for the rest of my life. Skip all of that. Essentially, after about 18 months, she made a good point that we should look into either getting married or moving on. That ultimately a decision would have to be made.
Ultimatum.
Yeah, kind of an ultimatum there.
Great
That gives
Netflix
me-
show.
That gives me an ick.
2 weeks later, I get my acceptance letter to a medical school about 2 hours away. I was ecstatic, but also crushed at the same time. I had just had my 26th birthday and was about to accomplish a huge life goal. But then I realized I'd never see her again, or the girls, which is kind of crazy. It's only 2 hours away. I feel like that's fine.
Definitely doable.
Yeah. My self-doubt got the better of me. Being a medical student, then resident, with a fellowship was going to be roughly 7 years. All the while,
That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 2 hours, all that time you take residency, you ain't gonna have the energy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
All the while, I could not make the money or support the lifestyle that we had grown accustomed to. I thought about the prospect of at least 7 years of loans, debt, and work, all plus losing her and the girls. So I declined and switched back to a master's in nursing administration. We got married in July of 2020, or not 23, that's this year. We got married in July of 2003. It was an intense and personal, not intense. It was an intimate and personal ceremony with just immediate family and friends. Skip the grandparents part, that doesn't matter.
We don't give a fuck, Grandpa.
Quote that.
5 years later, my soon-to-be ex-wife decided that she was done being an RN on the floor, and she wanted a more 9-to-5 job that didn't involve patients or drama. She got on through a friend at a multi-state legal consultancy that specialized in medical legal suits. She abstracts data from patient charts and presents it in a manner requested. That's the setup. So here is his sort of diary.
Okay. I mean, this is his biography. So
Yeah.
let's hear his diary, I guess.
I'm going to go through this quick. Day 2, I make myself breakfast. My wife comes down and asks if she could have some. I proceed to throw my breakfast in the trash. I ignore her for the whole day, listening to music at an uncomfortable level to prevent her from talking to me. Real
This
mature.
is back to current day.
This is
Yeah.
back to current day.
Okay, I was like, this is their first day of marriage or second day of
Oh,
marriage? It's like very
sorry.
No wonder, I
confused.
was like, no wonder she cheated on your ass.
I was like, you're a
This
piece
is-
of shit. But no, that makes sense. Okay, I'm sorry.
This is 2 days after
he told her.
after he told her. I guess she's
Got
still
it,
living
okay.
at the house. He never really explains why she didn't move out, but she's still living there. for the
Okay,
time
I mean, I guess legally she can. She's
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
I ignored her all day. Sunday, the next day, I decide to see the girls. They're about 3 hours away while the youngest is still in college for another semester. I've had some pretty extreme feelings about them since this all began. I have formed a respectful and friendly relationship with them, but not much of a fatherly one. We are cordial, but there is always that, quote, you're not my dad, quote, vibe between us. The youngest, not so much, but when they're together, it gets more prevalent. I met them with kolaches and coffee. I told them point blank the situation and that their mother would be moving in the next 3 to 6 months. I can honestly say it was best to do and say this in person. I told them everything. They were disappointed in her, and I told them that I wasn't there to get them to take sides, but they were adults in a special circumstance within our relationship, and if they decided they didn't want to interact or have a relationship with me, then that was okay. I would be let down, but I would understand.
That's healthy, I guess.
Day 4. After meeting with the girls, I drove to my best friend's house and I drank and drank and drank. And I crashed at his place. The next day, I woke up and got home around 8 a.m. I noticed her Porsche was still there. She told me that she called in sick to work and did not leave for her quarterly meeting. She is trying to reconcile with me.
What do you mean?
And I laughed in her face.
Reconciled this dick.
As I did it, I realized that this was not a funny laugh. It had a manic kind of feel to it and took me aback. She said, "I love you." To which I said, "Oh, you love me so much that you have had a 1.5 year affair behind my back? You love me so much that you can fuck another married man? You love me so much that you pissed away nearly half of my life?" Because up to this point, she still hasn't given me a reason as to why she did it. I told her that made it so much worse.
Yep.
I then proceeded to pull out the bottle. The bottle was an 18-year, I don't know how to say that, but I assume it's a whiskey that was bought for us when we got married. It was our tradition to have a small sip on our anniversary night and remember that things get better with time and patience. I chugged the whole bottle.
Damn, whiskey's strong, bro. Especially aged. Golly, that shit's spicy.
I went up and took a bath. When I got out of the bath, I noticed my wife in our bed, which I had been sleeping in since we found out about everything, was in my bed naked. I told her I wasn't interested, and this is what it says. For whatever reason, my erection did not do a good job of convincing her that I did not want to have sex. So it happened, and it was not kind. Okay, this is kind of where the trigger warning happens. It gets real gross. I was not kind to her in bed. I put her in all types of uncomfortable positions. I told her what I wanted, and I made her beg me for it. Also, I recorded all of it. Gross.
This is weird.
Yeah. I felt so many mixed emotions. I love her, but I'm indifferent to her. I hate her, and I think nothing of her. I want her, and I feel like I need her, but it hurts me to think of us anymore. We fell asleep together. I woke up feeling kind of hungover and had a hard time looking at myself in the mirror. The next day, my first therapy session.
Good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
We described everything that happened. I told her that we had sex. They told me that I should not be doing that, and it will only confuse things and make things harder. We talked about my rage, what made me feel the way I did, and I felt better. When I got home, I noticed my wife was in her date dress and that she had put on makeup like we were going out on a date, but she was just looking at old pictures and crying. She again begged me for sex, and I declined. In the 17 years that we had been married, I had never declined or refused sex from her.
Some of this sounds like, I don't know.
I think there's manipulation on both parts.
I was going to say fake.
Also fake. A lot of people in the comments think that this is like some kind of like incel revenge story.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
yes.
But there's a lot of like things that I'm skipping that are like, he brings up specific like state laws. Again, the links are, I believe, in our show notes or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you could read the whole thing because I'm trying to speed through this because, again, it's long.
The long story with 2.5 hours of shit.
Yeah. The next day, I decided that I need to move away, and I've begun looking at jobs in Seattle.
Okay.
I have a therapy session tomorrow. I can't help but having daydreams of what everyone's lives would be without me in it. I feel terrible for the abusive sex that I put her through, but at the same time, I feel terrible because I don't feel as bad as I think I should.
Yeah, that's where you should distance yourself from the situation.
Yeah, once you start dehumanizing somebody, like that's it. You're kind of in a point of you need a lot of help.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good that you're getting therapy, but definitely stay at your friends or something like that if you can, or a hotel or something. Yep. This is not healthy. Assuming all of this is real.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
healthy for sure.
leave off the rest because the end of the story is essentially a few nights kind of just repeat themselves. Abusive sex, regret on both sides afterwards.
So he kept doing it.
Yes, until he finally moves out.
Now,
until he finally moves out and has blocked her and is trying to stay away from her. And that's kind of where the story
with
ends.
The guy in the beginning, and then
Oh yeah, it took a turn.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if all of this is real and he did abuse her like this, it's fucked up because she probably feels like she can't say no.
she feels like she's indebted to him now.
She thinks that because she did such a terrible thing, she's, like John said, indebted to take terrible things from him in order to save the relationship. That again is, like he said, is unsavable.
Yeah, I mean, what she did, unforgivable, absolutely, but that doesn't allow him free pass to do whatever he wants. So,
and I left out a lot of details that he put in there. But also, in the very last update, he says, I know a lot of people have given me, shit for the sex, and I agree, it was abusive. But then he tries to make light of it by saying that BDSM was part of their sex life and that she made him go to workshops in order to learn how to be a dom, and that he wasn't into it until he was using it to like actively degrade her, I guess, which pulls him back into being a douche.
I'm on the side of comments of thinking this is an incel fantasy now. That is the most incel fantasy thing I've ever heard. So I'm now leaning towards maybe some of this isn't true. I'm hoping. I 100% believe he probably did abuse her sexually, but he's now adding, stuff to make him seem better, which I think that part is probably untrue. So,
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not in that community, but are there workshops I don't know.
Workshops for everything, man.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm asking the wrong guys too. We're all pretty much the same spectrum, but
vanilla as shit.
Like, I feel like at that point you shouldn't be defending yourself. You've obviously sexually abused somebody. Don't try to defend yourself in the comments. Just take that for what it is. You already seem like you know that it was bad. So I don't know why you're trying to defend yourself. Again, this guy was sympathetic until he crossed the line. Then he became a drunk abusing his soon-to-be ex-wife. He says he also tries to make light of it by saying, again, this is in an update that I didn't read. Not light of it, but he was like, oh, every time before we did it, I was like, just know, we have no chance of getting together. This is going to be purely sex, and I can't promise you I'm doing it for you. And I'm like, why, dude, this is like, if this is real, this is like power dynamics, because you have all this information on her. She's not going to say no, and she's not going to say no. So like you saying that and recording yourself saying that before you do the ungodly acts that you do doesn't absolve you of your sins, man. That's why you wake up in the morning feeling like absolute shit.
That reminds me of the recording part of it. That's weird. Like that's now revenge porn. Because what are you going to do with that? Because you're not getting together. It's not like a couple making a sex tape kind of thing together to watch later. It's now you're taking that tape and you're using it for nefarious purposes. Essentially, is what we're assuming now. And also, I 100% don't believe he said that to her before they had sex. That seems like another fantasy part of it where he made
flags
that up.
Where maybe some of it is true, but then he kind of like added some shit. I think I'm with you, Josh.
It's definitely a weaponized manipulation type of thing, because now like what the guy was saying is like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get back to you, but hey, I have all these ammunitions to really burn your life if you fucking like act up more type of shit.
And I didn't even get to like the financial abuse, but he essentially forwards all of that stuff. I mean, I don't think all the things, but he like gets in contact with her boss and is like, oh, this is my wife has had a relationship with a subordinate because he worked under her. So he was like power dynamics. Essentially, he got her fired from her job as well. In addition,
so now
in addition to all of that shit, I'm like, dude, you went like, if this is real, you went so fucking far, like way too far. Like just divorce and get out of there, dude. You don't need you shouldn't do all of this stuff.
You became a villain in the last 30 minutes of hearing the story. Like in the beginning, I was so sympathetic. I'm like, dude, get your revenge. But I'm like, fuck, never mind. I take it back.
I almost wish he just went with the first part where he was like, I'll fly there and then
do all the shit in the lobby. Yeah. That was probably, oh my God.
That's a more level-headed part of revenge than, assault and then financial abuse and then getting her fired. Like it's now her business. If her work finds out about it and fires her on their own, that's one thing. But also you don't know their relationship and I mean, you shouldn't care, but you don't know her relationship with that other guy. Could be consensual. I have no idea. And so that's not really your place to get into, but man, that's a hard one, Sean.
I knew that shit was going to get worse when he said that he was willing to print out 600 pages. I'm like, oh, crazy motherfucker.
This is some serial killer activity.
Yeah. If he can kill a tree, I don't know what he'll do. Yeah.
Exactly.
We don't exactly have time for it, but just as a palate cleanser, let's fucking read that other one.
Hell
because
yeah.
I'm sad now.
So my God. Oops, all sad.
Yeah. Oops.
They did ask for an Oops All Sad episode.
Yeah, 40-minute long sad story.
Oh my God.
This is the one that I found myself because I needed an upper. Today I fucked up.
Upper, because it's edging.
Is that a thing? Upper?
I don't get it.
No, because yours already
get it up. I get you. I'm with you, John. I'm with you.
I'm
right.
still lost, but okay.
Today I fucked up by telling my friends how I keep myself from coming. Of course, of course, this wasn't actually today, but in fact, a few weeks ago. My roommates and I were sitting on the couch after taking some rips, and we were just chatting. I, being absolutely zooted, turned to my roommate and asked him what he thinks about to keep himself from nutting when he and his girlfriend are doing the deed. And he gave me quite a reasonable answer of, quote, I just stare at a wall and let my mind go blank, end quote.
Damn.
Where this story takes no thoughts. No thoughts.
It's like,
Duh.
Now play that Seabat song. Where this takes a horrible, horrible turn is when he asked me the same thing.
oh no.
At which point I turned to him and confessed that I think about the Disney movie Tarzan. Specifically, the part of the movie when Tarzan is sliding down vines and the song Son of Man is playing in the background.
And not gonna lie, that movie has one of the best soundtracks.
It
Oh,
does,
for sure.
yeah.
Bangers after bangers.
Phil Collins didn't have to go that hard.
Oh,
Absolutely
God. Yeah,
not.
yeah, you did.
Oh, wait. That's a different Phil Collins song, but yeah.
That's a different one, yeah.
Yeah, but still
too
Phil
many.
Collins. He's a guy.
Phil Collins, yeah. You'll be in my heart.
I can't say for certain why this image always pops up in my head, but it does, and it's never failed me so far.
Hey, respect.
I guess.
Cue the immediate eruption of laughter as all of my roommates are baffled by my method. Everyone immediately starts looking up the video on YouTube and showing me the clip of Tarzan sliding down vines. I have never been more flaccid in my life.
Oh,
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, hopefully you're not fucking rock hard with your homies watching Tarzan.
He loves the abuse.
In the weeks after, every time my girlfriend is at our house and we go upstairs, my phone gets absolutely bombarded with messages from my roommates sending me gifs of, you guessed it, Tarzan sliding down the vines. I am worried that this will not end anytime soon, as I have a hard time snapping myself out of it to get in the mood with my girlfriend.
you have a hard time having a hard time.
Yeah. Is that the end?
That's the end.
I will say this. I don't know if it's worse than just staring blankly at a wall with no thoughts, but it's weird. I'll give you that.
I don't want to out anyone here, but do you guys have method?
Nah.
No?
I don't know.
I just hope and pray.
Sean just
gonna
holds
lie.
on for dear life.
Not gonna lie. Back then, I used to like try to remember the first 150 Pokemon in a row, just so I don't. That was when I knew it. Huh?
In order?
I tried to.
Jesus Christ.
I can't do it anymore, but
John gets to Pikachu and he's done.
yeah.
Charmander.
Charmander. That's 6, man. 6 seconds. Wait, is he 6? Yeah, I think he's. Wait.
It'd be 7.
He might be 1.
No, Bulbasaur's 1.
Oh, Bulbasaur's 1.
And then
Yeah.
Squirtle and then Charmander.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
7. Hey, 7 seconds in heaven.
I at least
Supposed
gave
to be
you 10
7
or
minutes,
something.
but shit.
Well, that's it for the Reddit section of our stories. It's time to get into this day in history. It's that time again, Wikimaniacs. We're turning the clocks back with our weekly segment called This Day in History. If you're new to the show, first of all, thank you for tuning in. Second of all, this little segment is a historical series that allows us to time travel, hypothetically, to learn more about what happened on this day. And it allows us to use our other favorite website, good old Wikipedia. This week, we're packing some floats and bracing for impact as we sail back to January 30th, 1945. If you didn't catch all the water-related hints, we're going to chat about the sinking of the motor vessel Wilhelm Gustloff. This German military transport ship was first laid into the water in August of 1936 and built by Blohm and Voss shipyards. Fun fact, the shipyard has been around since 1877, almost 150 years. Talk about, this is a John joke written by Alex. Talk about staying afloat. I hate myself. Bad water puns aside, you're welcome, John. The Wilhelm Gustloff, or WG for short, would measure at about 208.5 meters long by 23.59 meters wide, with a reported capacity of 25,484 gross register tons. If you're an American and don't know meters, it's me. That's 684 feet and 1 inch long by 77 feet and 5 inch wide. So pretty big. All right. So for visual reference, WG was about a third of the size of the Titanic, but WG was carrying about 6 times as many people. WG was launched on May 5th of 1937. And now that you're hearing the dates and remembering where this ship was from, you're wondering, who's really running the ship? I'm going to read this sentence, but if you're not a day one, this might sound bad, but here it goes. It's Josh's favorite historical cult, the Nazis. I just have to say, the Nazis are not a favorite of his in any sort of fashion. It was kind of a joke just to how often they would come up in our conversations on the bad things that people did throughout history. But anyways, moving on. Originally, the liner was going to be named after Adolf Hitler, but was named after another Nazi member, Wilhelm Gustloff. Fuck that guy too. Wilhelm was born January 30th, 1895. Wow, the same day the ship sunk, just a different year. And he was the founder of the Swiss Nazi Party organization for German citizens living outside of Germany. He would continue to hold this title from 1932 until his assassination in February of 1936. Good job, whoever did that. Fuck Nazis. Anyways, back to the ship. According to the military history website, on January 30th of 1945, more than 10,000 refugees had been crammed aboard Wilhelm in Gotenhafen, which is now modern-day Gdynia, Poland. There were growing hopes that the ship would take them to safety in Kiel, a German naval base across the Baltic Sea. During the afternoon of January 30th, the liner set sail. At around 8 p.m. that very same evening, and only a short distance away, the commander of the Russian submarine S-13 had spotted the slow-moving WG. Once spotted, they inched their way to the ship. An hour later, Captain Marinesco, there's Polish, there's German, there's Russian, and I'm getting it all wrong, and I have to apologize. Anyways, Captain Marinesco ordered the S-13 to fire all 4 of her tubes at the German vessel. One of the torpedoes became lodged in the launching tube, its primer fully armed. The slightest jolt threatened to detonate the warhead, thus destroying the submarine. The crew gingerly disarmed the weapon, which had been marked with the words, quote, "For Stalin," end quote. The other 3 torpedoes hit WG. In a direct quote to elaborate on what took place next, the previously named website Military History describes, quote, "The first punched through the bow. The second blasted a hole near the swimming pool where 373 members of the Women's Naval Auxiliary had taken refuge. Most of the young women died instantly. The third torpedo struck the Wilhelm Gustloff amidships that was near the engine room. The blast disabled the engines and cut the ship's power. It also extinguished the lights and silenced the vessel's communication system. Over the next 90 minutes, the ship sank," end quote. The death toll of the WG sinking is estimated between 9,300 to over 9,600 people, including men, women, and children of all ages. One main tidbit of information that was consistently seen throughout today's research was that the WG remains by far the largest loss of life resulting from a sinking of a single vessel in maritime history. And that is a very short history lesson surrounding the 1945 demise of the Wilhelm Gustloff ship. Let us know if you enjoyed today's segment over our social media accounts or over on the Cultivate Discord. Also, thank you for tuning in to today's This Day in History segment. It wouldn't have been made possible without the following references: Britannica.com, Wikipedia.com, MilitaryHistoryNow.com, and more Wikipedia. But even more important than those references, the writer, the amazing Alex Underbaki, host of Weird Distractions podcast. Just some real good stuff over there. Make sure, in addition to supporting us, check her podcast out, because if you like these segments, you'll definitely enjoy her show. I got a few more people to thank, and by a few, I mean 274. Good God. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe last time I recorded, we were barely over 200. 274 is fucking insane. And thank you guys so much. And if you don't know what I'm talking about all 274 patrons on our Patreon. These guys are gracious enough to support us financially, and they truly make this show possible. I can't thank you guys enough. Let's give the shout outs. We got Tamsin, Sarah, Sen, Maddie, Jojo, and Tejas, Yesenia, Bree, Purple DC Bones, Michael, Philip, Melissa, B. Peyton, Shannon, Kira, Emily, Taylor, Ismeans Biz, Little 5128, Sygard, Ashley, Robert, Sam, Lindsay, Audrey, Nick, Nathamy, Karadim, Riker, Stephanie, Jackie, Jessica, Olga, Mackenzie, Technicolor Kitty, Sabrina, Lily, Pandemonium, the cat, aka Ashley, Jenny, April, Rachel, Tracy, Jared, Flossie, Savannah, Maria, oh, the goat, midscore, Mrs. Christine E2, Alex, Anastasia, Kendra, Ashley, Antoinette, Taylor, Tara, Jessica, Bear, Sarah, Mina, Min, Sugar Cookies, Sophia, Will, Jay, Rich, Mitzi, Muna, Cow, Witty Kitty, Raven, Dr. Dunan, Annie Ellis, Ida, Stevie, Meg Mystery, Sierra, Charisse, hyphen, that's disrespectful over here, Dia, Shell, Olivia, Hope, Taylor, Lay, Alexis, Unicorn Candy, Bex, Ashley, Graceful Duck 22, Phoebe, Judith, Roxy, Nicola, Emily, Bell, Ileana, Askier, Patty, Likachu, Nikita, Casey, Jenna, Issa Thunderpoop, Tabitha, Victoria, Jordan, Jory T, Elizabeth, Chelsea, Leslie, Alan, Allie, Junso, D, Solunia, Nate, Casey, Lonnie, Chi, Indira, Alexandria, Iona, Jamie Lee, Karen, Gabriel, Alyssa, Rebecca, Brittany, Shifty Sphinx, Siddhartha, Lillian, Sunnylicious Supreme, Majorie, Alyssa, Carol, Jennifer, Jose, Sherry, Julia, Tegan, Linnea, Witty Metaphor, Sarah, Selena, Karina, Hugh, Evelyn, Queen, Kitty, Monster, Pixel, Momiji, Kite, Velvet, Caitlin, Kelsey, Andrea, Jillian, Aaron, Kawina, Renee, Apolline, Rhonda, Stephanie, Queenie's Den, Christine, Juice Machine, Kate, Carolyn, Rihanna, Maria, Elena, Neen, Amanda, Shirtless Josh Dan. Yes. Jacqueline, Michelle, Allie, Ashley, CJ, Cecily, Haley, Brittany, Barry, Kibi, Little Rossi, Aurori, Saskia, Andy, Sky, Lucilini, Amber, Reed, Noah, Itzel, Nelly, Ashley, Sasha, Zenthalo, Alex, Caitlin, Casey, Ringo, Adriana, Paula, Dan, Rochelle, Carrie Berry, Lafa Andy, Mariana, E. Katerina, Jen, Jenny, Pagina, Leanne, Elizabeth, Anonymous, Solil, Corey, Carter, Amber, Dominique, Marine, Chantel, Tiffany, Harley's Books, Risa, Kieran, Drella, your girl Diana, Catherine, Diana, Erica, Lena, Nia, Eli, Jen, Crystal, Danielle, Michelle, Alexis, Jasmine, Miss Doolittle Crew, Marianne, Sarah P, Free Gnomes, Susan Ritchie, Phantom Fox 98, Dan, Is Spooky Tales, Blue Raina, Katie, Ilyana, Micah, Valentina, Melissa, Alex, Taru, Aaron, Gabby, Linz, Vina. Woo! Thank you guys so much. Holy moly. Thank you guys for all of the love and support, honestly. Again, we can't really do the show without you guys. But that's enough of me talking. I gave a lot for Josh to edit. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Kisses to that man. And we'll see you guys at the end of this episode because we're about to end it. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Love you. Bye. And we're back. What did you think about this day in history? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you want to read that, if I didn't read the whole story and that didn't satisfy your need for that story, the link is in the bio. We just don't have time to read fucking 6,000 word essays.
So long as it was.
And a lot of it was very abusive. I personally myself did not want to read that. So yeah, it's in the show notes. And I feel like, you know, even if I read all the other stuff, our reaction would have been the same. I think I read enough of the story to kind of get a gist. So if you want more Reddit on Wiki, we have another episode coming to you on Friday. And we have the Patreon with a lot of cool stuff on there. And yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
If you need the links for any of that, you know I don't have it memorized. And that's why they're in the show notes. But that's it for this week. We'll see you guys on Friday. Love ya. Bye.
Bye. We'll do comments next week.
Holy shit. Yeah, I don't have time. Bye.
Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.